DZSR Sports Radio 918 kHz is one-of-a-kind broadcast outfit. Sports Radio broadcasts the latest news, current events, and other valuable information all other radio stations do. But when it comes to national, international sports and youth events and/or significant matters concerning the youth of today, then Sports Radio stands out and remains as the sole station in the country which can expertly deal with them all. DZSR Sports Radio 918 kHz is one among 33 radio stations under the umbrella of the Radyo ng Bayan radio network of the Philippine Broadcasting Service, Bureau of Broadcast Services, PBS-BBS. Sports Radio has a radiating power of 25,000 watts, signing on at 6 a.m. and off at 10:15 p.m. daily, disseminating latest news, information, education, entertainment, healthy lifestyle, nutrition, physical fitness, and others. But the bigger chunk of its broadcast pie is devoted to sharing the latest developments in the fascinating and rousing field of sports from all over the country and the most significant from the four corners of the globe. Sports Radio began as one of government's news and information stations, then popularly known as DZFM, with original frequency at 738 kHz, as courtesy to its American founder, Mr. Frederick Marquardt, who owned the original broadcast frequency and equipment utilized to guide American forces in the Pacific in liberating the Philippines from the Japanese forces during the Second World War, and formally donating and turning it over to the Philippine government afterwards. Immediately after the EDSA Revolution in 1986, the Bureau of Broadcast Services, under the new direction of former actor and politician Jose Mari Gonzalez, assumed a new identity for DZFM to adopt a format diverse from any of the PBS R&B network stations and other commercial radio stations. On May 10, 1986, Director Gonzalez modified the station's call letters from DZFM to DZSR, with the last two, SR, as acronym to Sports Radio. Veteran broadcaster Mr. Reynaldo Roa was appointed as its first radio station manager. On November 19, 1991, Mr. Marquardt went back to the Philippines to pay a visit to his historical station, DZFM. But shortly after his return to the U.S., he passed away. Five years after, on March 1, 1996, by virtue of Memorandum Order No. 327, under Presidential Order No. 293, then PBS-BBS Director Rafael Dante Cruz issued BBS Special Order No. 033, which directed the swapping of frequencies and transmitters of PBS flagship Radyo ng Bayan and Sports Radio. Director Cruz also authorized Sports Radio to re-adopt the call letters DZSR under the new frequency 918 kHz. Since then, Sports Radio has become even more active in its track record of covering local and international sports events. The PABL, PBL, UAAP, NCAA, and all other major basketball leagues have initially gone into the broadcast arms of DZSR until private stations started buying out rights to cover and commercializing the events. However, sports radio still maintains its hold on a handful more, like the PBA, the LBC Ronda Pilipinas, Phil Cycling Criterium Races, the Palarong Pambansa, Batang Pinoy, Philippine National Games, and all national and international outings of the more than 42 national sports associations of the Philippines, all well covered by the station. Internationally, sports radio also scores big in providing listeners updates on Filipino athletes' participation in the Southeast Asian Games, the Asian Games, the Asian and World Youth Games, Asian Martial Arts Games, Asian Beach Games, World Championships, World Indoor Games, the Summer Olympiad, and the Youth Olympic Games. At present, DZSR Sports Radio is also being utilized by the British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC World Service, as the principal station in Asia, where it airs its international sports broadcast via satellite audio feed. Radio Australia also gets in touch with DZSR Sports Radio during coverage of international events which involve our two countries. In another front, Sports Radio continues to gain listeners abroad because of its live audio streaming via the internet, www.pbs.gov.ph, and at www.eradioportal.com. No doubt, modern communication technologies offer a big help to the station in expanding formal connections with other international broadcast organizations and developing strong link with broadcasters under the fold of the Asian Broadcasting Union or ABU, the Olympic Council of Asia or OCA, and the International Olympic Committee or IOC. Sports Radio 918 kHz takes pride in fulfilling its commitment and mission with its distinctive field of specialization. It shall continue to execute its utmost effort to help in the promotion and advancement of the lives of the Filipino people through broadcast of true information, valuable education, entertainment, and other beneficial services without sacrificing principles and policies mandated by the government and the PBS-BBS. This station shall continue to pursue modern broadcast advancement to sustain its high-quality operation. Its dedicated personnel shall strive doubly hard in order to maintain the high esteem and recognition bestowed upon them by the Philippine Olympic Committee, the Philippine Sports Commission, and different national sports associations, and the admiration of the Asian Broadcasting Union, the International Broadcasting Association, the Olympic Council of Asia, and the International Olympic Committee, earning for DZSR Sports Radio the title Institution in Philippine Sports Broadcast. DZSR Sports Radio 918 kHz also endeavors to realize its vision to be well known internationally as an inimitable and distinct Philippine radio station under the fold of the PBS-BBS, not only because of its diverse broadcast format and acquired special skill in broadcasting sports and special events, but also because of the expanding recognition, respect, and admiration it receives from the global broadcast community. This is radio station DZSR Sports Radio 918 kHz, your one and only sports connection. The institution in Philippine sports broadcast. DZSR Sports Radio 918, the institution in Philippine sports broadcast.